Hey, you guys, this is your host Vanessa, and welcome back to VaMo Interviews. Today, we're going to sit down and talk to Maven Quest, an amazing book writer and author. She's also written this amazing book called Atlantis City of Mages, which is also released on Amazon and other retail stores. She's really into urban fantasy, sci fi, and other genres, and she's also has her own club on Facebook that people can join and read her book along with her. So let's get into the interview right now here on VaMo Interviews.
Well, I actually have a book club on Facebook. It's just called Maven's Book Club. You can find me easily. Um, what I enjoy doing, oh my gosh, I had like coffee with Maven 2 weeks ago where I was live, okay, by myself. And of course, I'm still nervous, but I hop on there and I'm drinking coffee and I'm thinking, hey, coffee with Maven with my readers is going to be about 30 minutes. Maybe they'll hop on or ask questions. It ended up being a 2 hour just coffee with Maven with all the shooting the breeze. You know,
Wow.
um, I love interacting with my readers. Every once in a while, I haven't done this quite yet. I'm busy trying to build up my website, which will be done here in a couple of weeks. But what I would like to do is like, okay, the main character is going through this event. What would you like to have happen? A, B, or C?
That's cool.
But I do like disclaimer, just because you give me an answer doesn't mean I will go with it. And it's not
Mhm.
me not listening, but what I'm doing, what I'd like to do is, okay, here's my idea. And if anybody gives a better idea, then what I'm going to do is up the ante for the book. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. And if anybody's like above that, then I'm going to be like, okay, then I need this stronger, you know?
Yeah.
And besides, when the book comes out, I still want people to be surprised. So even if they give me and it's like I'm listening to my readers. I want to know. It's not like your vote doesn't count. It's just I want to pump up the volume and give you something that will wow you as a final product.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. You want to mention that? Would that be something you want to mention first?
Um about the, like sequel or
Yeah, like the sequel or the club.
the club right now has about 100 members in
Mm.
it. Very supportive people. I owe everything to them, to be quite honest. If it was not for for that support group, my supporters,
Yeah.
I would not be a bestseller. Because
Wow.
you need to build a rapport with the people. You need to let them know this is the book that I'm writing, and let them know how excited you are that, oh my gosh, your book is going to be published. And then you're like, okay, launching day, everybody, it's released. And then I'll just, jump on the bandwagon. And, even if it's like a 99-cent ebook, that helps you become a bestseller on the day of launch. I mean, they helped me get where I am today. Without them, I'd be nothing. It's like,
Absolutely.
and they know I want to keep interacting with them, and I want to know what's on their mind, and
Yeah.
my stuff needs to, and I even told them, okay, so this might be one of the questions on your list. And
Okay.
what was the hardest part of the process? What had the biggest, and this leads right into this.
Yeah.
So there were two things that really were a struggle for me.
Mhm.
First, my self-confidence.
Mhm. Okay.
Started when I was very young. I was probably about 19. I'm now 40. Heaven forbid I say my age. But and the reason why it didn't get written so fast is because it was a hobby. It wasn't like, something I could do every day as a big passion and turn it into a career. Um, And so even though I loved my book and I thought it was exciting and funny, I could be sitting on the couch and I'm rereading it and I still laugh at the same jokes that I wrote ago, my kiddo, I have a daughter, she'll come into the room, are you laughing at the same part I laughed at last time? I love my book. It has some amazing twists and journeys, but I was told by a few people that my first chapter was kind of slow to start. And that hurt my self-confidence. It's like I needed that, but I didn't know how to change it because of character development, scene development.
Yeah.
I was nervous about putting my book out there, thinking that this was going to be a massive downfall. And then when I had these supporters, they went, okay, so who was reading your book? Oh, they were into romance novels or mystery novels. And they said, were they into urban fantasy or science fiction, like Lord of the Rings type stuff? I said, no. And they said, that's it. You hadn't found your audience yet. We love your book. They are hooked from beginning to end. They absolutely love it. And they said, you didn't need to worry about anything, you know. But it took me years to get over that. So even though I was putting it out there, it wasn't going anywhere because my self-confidence wasn't allowing it to go forward.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, I had to struggle with that and get over that fear. Asked me, Maven, I would like to be a writer, but when I try to put pen to paper, I don't know how to start. I don't know how to write. Well, as a writer, I can tell you I can't put my pen down. Really, really, really want to be a writer. Find out what is scaring you. My first chapter, that deterred me for a while. I still overcame it. But if you're pen to paper, maybe it's because you don't want to be vulnerable to people. You're afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways to start a book is to start off right there. I'm putting pen to paper, but I'm scared to death of what people are going to think about what I write. And you know what? That speaks to everybody's heart. That's like, I'm scared, but I'm going to do this anyway. And that more appreciation than anything else. Just always start where you're at. How do you feel? How are you feeling at this moment as you're trying to put pen to paper?
Yeah.
And your story will write itself. You don't write the story writes you.
Wow.
I had a few key points of where I wanted the story to go and what I wanted it to say, but there were moments that it took me off guard. I'm like, why am I writing this? This is so fun. This is amazing. And some moments were heartbreaking. Like I never to do this as you're writing it. Right. Losing your best friend sometimes. Like, no. On and I'm like, don't worry, it will be okay. I'll make it all right in the second book. I promise, baby.
Oh my God, you are hilarious.
The book really writes you, and it's an experience and in a journey. And if you also have a hard time putting pen to paper, maybe you're afraid to have that kind of journey.
Yeah.
Maybe you're afraid to turn loose and lose all that control. But some books do need structure, but with creative writing, you have to surrender.
Yeah.
You have to surrender and let the words flow.
Yeah.
But oh man, but it's like, well, how do you start, Maven?
Yeah.
How do you start? And I'm like, I can't stop. I could be like in the car and I'm like, quick, baby, find me a pencil, paper, something to write on. And it's like, okay. She's like reaching in the glove box, I'm like jotting down a sentence at a red stoplight, okay, I'm good. And she's like, oh, what is that about? And I said, sometimes you need that one or two sentence, like you don't know how that smooth it out. It's like, how do we do this? And then all of a sudden, boom, it hits you. You could be in the shower, you could be in the car. I have pen and paper with me all the time. I even have a little book, a pen and notepad like in my purse. It's everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere.
That's amazing.
I mean, it drives my kiddo nuts. She's like, "Oh, down."
It's so cute.
The second thing that kind of held me back was editing. I loved my first editor. Absolutely loved her. She understood what I was trying to say and then
Yeah.
offered a new point of view. But because I had sat on this book for so long and I was just anxious to write the second one, I said, just do light editing. I think it's good to go, as is. And she finished it. And due to no fault of her own, I was reading through it going, no, no. And it took me a while
Wow.
to edit. Um, that was my fault. Like I said, I should have. Part of it was also money. At the time, I couldn't afford a thorough, in-depth, take your time sort of thing. And in the end, I paid for it for many
Mhm.
hours, days, weeks, months. And I ended up enlisting the help of like 8 or 9 friends to help me
Wow.
as I kept rereading the book. I kept seeing more and more issues. And I I will say that there is a review on Amazon that says there I found 3 misspelled errors. You know what? My book is 518 pages. If all you can find is 3 misspelled words, then I did good. All the trouble and the hard and the sweat and the tears that went into editing that. There are times that I read articles from different websites, like news websites that are supposed to be
Yeah,
and I'm like, did this even make it onto an editor's desk?
exactly.
And I'm like, dang, I only have 3 misspelled words. I'm good.
Exactly.
Strive for in the next book. But for this first book, wow. I mean,
Exactly.
one of the things that really helped me was meeting the right people. You know, I am friends with Rebecca McCann on Facebook. She's like the founder of Leadership of Light. And I ran into Sarah through her. Now, Sarah Lyons is also a best-selling author. And I was like, how did you do it? How did you become a best-selling author? I know nothing about marketing. She says, well, I didn't really market this book, but you need to get a hold of Marav Tarka.
Okay.
Hold of Marav. And she's like, you will become a bestseller. And this is how we do it. And she had this whole agenda, like week after week after week of just, and it just kind of moved up, just, start small and then grow and grow and grow and just bam, this is exciting. My book is launched today. And it exploded. And I was like,
Wow.
whoa. I mean, I'm still getting chills, And
Yeah.
so on my end, those were the things that I was doing. I was trying to grow my group organically,
Exactly.
But I also got in touch with Parul Agrawal.
Yeah.
He is an amazing best marketing lead. Oh my God, she has like the biggest heart. She's oh my, even you're amazing. And I'm like, you're amazing too. We both just started falling. I mean, no, I was saying that my best-selling marketing team, Parul has been amazing and some of the best support. Um, yeah, so what's your next question?
You're adorable, Maven. Where can we stay connected with you and actually find out more about the book, read more about it, and actually purchase it?
Okay, so you can find it on Amazon. The title is Atlantis, City of Mages. And even though, yeah, you call me Maven, but I do have a pen name. So it's by M. Arcturus, and it's on Amazon. Right now, my website's kind of being under construction. It has been crazy between a
Yeah.
writer, graphic designer, and photographers.
Oh my God.
Scared to death of a camera. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm ugly or anything, but if you do not catch the right side, right angle of my face, I look like Godzilla.
Hey, Alvin.
It's like, can we move the camera up and angle it down to hide all the stuff under my chin? So I've been having some issues with some photographers, and it's not them, I mean, it's COVID. They have a hard time getting together, or they're busy because now the masks are now coming off, and so now they're being flooded by people who want family pictures. So it's been crazy. Eventually the website will be arcturusawakens.com.
Nice.
It's like I'm awakening to a new path. I want to take my writings more seriously. I want to get my books out there. Eventually that book will, not the book, but the website will talk about some of the other things that I'm into. Because I do want to get also into my own photography, and get this paranormal investigations. So
Oh, wow.
Crazy hobby. So just saying.
Nice.
Books, there will be a link to my books also from my website. Hopefully that will be up and running in another month or two. Well, hopefully sooner than a month or two. I'm hoping a couple of weeks, but it's been really crazy with COVID, trying to get everything together. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll see. My kiddo's like, Mom, she goes, we need to do our own photo shoot.
Oh.
And she says, hey, you know the tunnel we went to at all the graffiti where we took the initial photo shoot?
Mm-hmm.
She says, okay, Mom, you know that skull mask with the LED lights? We need to wear like darker, like after dark with flashlights that have this dramatic lighting. She says, I will be the pyrotechnician everywhere. And I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
And then, Mom, if you make a video of it, you can actually have a cool TikTok instead of all your lame videos out there.
Wow.
Oh my God, did I just get burned by my kid?
Doesn't she know it? She's the young one. She's in the young generation. She knows. She knows.
I know. And I know videos, as she calls it, are cringe worthy, but one of them she laughed at. I'm like, if you're laughing, then it's funny, so I'm gonna post it.
That is adorable. Oh my God.
Yes.
Maven. Wow. I appreciate having you again on the show. You're just amazing. Your book is amazing. You guys, you got to check that out. Again, it's called Atlantis, City of Mages. And of course, you're going to be working on new stuff really soon, so we can't wait to look forward to that as well.
I'm excited. Absolutely. The second book is going to blow the first book out of the water. I get chills just thinking about everything that's going on in the book. And yeah, I can't wait. And of course, if you join my book club on Facebook, Maven's Book Club, you will get some of the inside, events that happen in the sequel, because I give sneak peeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you can talk to me. I go on lives every once in a while to interact with everybody, and we all like goofing off and having fun, and yeah.
Absolutely. Maven, I appreciate having you on the show again today. Thank you so much for being with us. And guys, again, you got to check out that book and also listen to the interview again on VaMo-radio.com. Thanks so much, Maven.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.